Hey, so after my Mass on Sunday, the solemnity of Saints Peter and Paul, somebody came to me and was a little concerned. And what was the concern? The psalm said, "The angel of the Lord will rescue those who fear him." The angel of the Lord will rescue those who fear the Lord. And the man's question was, what does it mean to fear the Lord? Must I fear God for him to rescue me? Does that make sense to you? Must I fear God for him to rescue me? And what type of fear are we talking about here? A lot of people get concerned about fear and what fear does and what fear can do in our relationships, and importantly, in our faith as believers. So what does that mean? I want to talk about the difference between fear and the spirit of fear. What is fear and what is the spirit of fear? In psychology, we talk about the emotions of fear. So the emotions of fear can be different from fear. The spirit of fear, which is negative, is different from the fear of the Lord. So when the Psalm 34, which is where we read from, says, "The angel of the Lord will rescue those who fear him," what does that mean? First of all, the background of that Psalm 34, you can check it out, is when things got so bad and tough for David, that David feigned or pretended insanity before Abimelech. And then Abimelech sent David away. So it was that background that led David to write Psalm 34, where he said, "I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise will ever be in my mouth. Let my soul glory in the Lord. The lowly will hear me and be glad. Glorify the Lord with me. Let us together extol his name. I sought the Lord, and he answered me." Listen to this. "And delivered me from all my fears." And then in verse 6, where David said, "The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and delivers them." Fear of the Lord is positive. Fear of the Lord is a necessary relationship with God. And we talk about two types of fears here, right? Filial, we are talking about filial fear. When we talk about the fear of the Lord, is the fear that goes with reverence, with awe, with solemnity, with respect, with holiness, with sanctity, recognizing the power of the Lord as holy and as God who saves. The book of Proverbs, in Proverbs chapter 9, verse 10 says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom." Now let's step it down a little bit. Imagine you are a dad, or you are a mom, or you are a parent, and you have your children, right? Your children are your friends, but your children have some element of fear for you, and that is why they respect you and they recognize your authority. That type of fear is not a fear that is looking back and wondering if you're going to smack me as my dad, you're going to punish me. In fact, in the Gospel of Matthew chapter 8, we see Jesus in the territory of the Gadarenes, and there are demons, right? The demoniacs who came out from the tomb. As they sighted Jesus, they exclaimed, "What have you come to do with us? Have you come to torment us? You son of David, have you come to torment us?" This is negative fear. That is not the kind of fear we have for the Lord. The fear we have for the Lord is a fear of affection, a fear that a child has for their father as one who protects, as one who cares, but as one who deserves to be respected. And the spirit of fear is negative. The spirit of fear is a negative emotion that can grip us in a negative way, driving anxiety and driving a range of emotions. The emotions of fear are negative and they make us to not perform well. they lead us into trouble. And that is where you have the fear of man, for example, the fear of authority. When you are afraid of authority, remember what Peter did in the gospel, right? Why did Peter deny Jesus? Peter denied Jesus because he was afraid of authority, the Roman Empire. What would they do to me? The other emotion of fear is fear of unknown, the fear for security and for safety. What happens to me if I lose this, right? The next fear is the fear of death. The fear of death always comes from survival. If I take this risk, I'll be in trouble, and then I will lose my life. And if I lose my life, definitely I lose everything, right? There are negative fears that grip us. The fear of failure is an emotion of fear, a spirit of fear, where you are wondering, oh, if I don't succeed, what happens to me? So these emotions of fear, or these spirits of fear, are dangerous and they are negative. That is why Jesus would always say to the apostles, why are you afraid? Do not be afraid. When Hagar in the book of Genesis was crying about the son Ishmael, she was afraid of the unknown. But God said to Hagar, don't be afraid. So my friends, why are you afraid? What makes you to be afraid? What makes you to fear? What is happening to you is that the emotions of fear, the spirit of fear, is overriding your own life, your self-image, your self-control, your faith, your understanding of God, who is there for you. God cares for you. So we are afraid of God, not the way we are afraid of storms, not the way we are afraid of failure, not the way we are afraid of authorities, human, not the way we are afraid of punishment. We are afraid of God because we love God, and God loves us so dearly. So I'm saying to you, do not be afraid, and do not let the spirit of fear produce negative emotions in you. God loves you so much. Peace.